So this one's a bit of a special one. First of all, welcome to your Thursday. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you made it. We are keeping on, and we will continue to do so, regardless. So this one's interesting, and I didn't realize exactly how interesting it was until I pulled it out of the cabinet about 5 minutes ago. I don't know why I've got a runny nose. I've just got a runny nose. It's weird. I don't know why. Well, I kind of do.
Snow, 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 snow.
I'm excited. I mean, I am. I mean, it's beautiful. Hopefully it's the start of a lot more snows. My main regret, however, is not following my first instinct, which was getting my snow tires on Monday. Now there's going to be a panic. I was going to do it tomorrow, and I may still try to do it tomorrow after I get my blood work done. But I mean, probably looking at a 3 or 4 hour sit there and wait for the damn thing kind of situation, because panic has now set in. I am sure of it. You get up and you're like, oh no, my summer tires are on. And you know, I've talked about this before as I open this up. The difference between summer tires and winter tires is that summer tires become soft at a certain temperature, and winter tires stay soft until a certain temperature. It's just road grip is what it's based on. So at a lower temperature, winter tires will be better on the road for road grip. And at a summer temperature, a summer tire, which is why basically they're called summer tires, would be better gripping on the road during the summertime, especially when it's wet. Because if it's really cold out, your summer tires are going to be a lot harder, so a lot of the rubber won't come in as much contact with the road, so you're missing out on grip, and that is a dangerous situation. So it's not just about snow. It's not just about snow tires. It's about the temperature of the air and the ground and the distance you're driving. You know, if you're driving a good distance, you know, your tires might heat up enough for it to be a little safer, but there are a lot of factors that you should think about when it comes to tires. And the father portion of the discussion is over now. So I found this. We have a place called Fresh Thyme, I believe, out west. It's called Sprouts. We went to a Sprouts in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's the font and the store look just like a Fresh Thyme, which is what we have out here, and it's Thyme, Thyme, like the weed that tastes good. So the weed that we put in chicken and sometimes maybe in beef or pork or whatever. But they had this, and I'm like, oh, that's fun. And it's not already ground, which, you know, I'm fine with that. It wasn't expensive. It may have been $14. I'm like, oh, that's fun. I wonder what this is like. And I didn't realize until I just pulled it out, there's nothing. There's nothing on here readily available to see where it came from, or the people that distributed it, or anything like that. So this is probably a Fresh Thyme thing. But if we check the fine print, and these people are really embarrassed by their participation here, and I don't know why. Manufactured and roasted by Ferris Coffee Company, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Cool. So it's fairly local, you know, Michigan, just north of us. That's great. Coffee, and it's not grown in Michigan, it's roasted and processed in Michigan. So they get the raw coffee, and that's where you add your roast, and then you add your flavors if you want any, and that sort of thing. So I thought, oh, peppermint bark, why not? You know, and it doesn't say it's like the white chocolate peppermint bark, it just says it is peppermint bark. So, and the smell is very chocolatey and peppermint, which is, you know, what you're looking for, which sounds great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a decent sized cup of coffee here. We're going to do maybe about 25 grams of this, because I'll have a lot. I mean, I have a 12-ounce bag of this. So I'm going to do about 25 grams. We're going to add about 400 grams of water. Give ourselves a nice mixture of things. it's interesting. It's an interesting smell because there's definitely like a peppermint candy kind of smell. There's definitely a chocolate kind of smell. And then there's this synthetic smell that kind of almost gives it like a fake, almost cherry kind of smell. You know, and that's just my olfactory senses being different from everybody else's. You know, that's just the way it is. It's like everybody else. Everybody else can pick out different things that they smell. Personally, it smells like a very synthetic cherry. I'm getting there. So, no Encore today. Sorry, Encore. It's all right. I'll be fine. I just saw this and I was interested in it because, ooh, peppermint bark, ground coffee. Why not give it a try? I just didn't realize the shame somebody felt apparently what I liked also was there was a roasted on date. So it was roasted in September 27th of this year. So that's good. So ground coffee can last maybe 3 or 4 months without losing or breaking down in flavor and getting a little stale tasting. Now this is also peppermint bark, which means it could hold that peppermint flavor, if that's the overwhelming flavor, a lot longer. If there's a coffee taste, you might lose that a little bit more over time, but if it's flavored, it will probably last all season. That's what it's meant to do. Since it's manufactured in September, you know, it's kind of meant to carry through the season and last through January at least. Oop, bloop. Do it again. I just love it. Oop, oop, whap. It's like a little steam engine. Oh, come on. All right, we're fine. We're fine. I had the worst, and I hadn't had one in a very long time. I had the worst cramp right here. It's like, I don't know, you probably can't tell, but it's like right here. I don't know why. It was really bad. I had to straighten myself out and bend myself over backwards to try to work it out. It was really awful. All right, let's get ourselves a little bit of a bloom going here. I think it doesn't even say if it's a medium roast or not. It just says peppermint bark ground coffee, naturally and artificially flavored. So I've never seen something so, I mean, at the very least, I've seen like brown bags, but they've got like writing all over them, whether it's handwritten or printed on. You know, I've seen stuff like that before, and it's just really strange to me that we'll do about 250, and then we'll let it soak through, and then we will do an additional 150. So yeah, it was just struck me as odd. Ooh, a very sharp peppermint smell, like the kind of peppermint that cuts through if you have like a nose that's got gunk in it, you know, opening up the sinus passages. That kind of an interesting peppermint smell that I enjoy that. I like a nice sharp peppermint. Okay, easy. We don't want to go over 400, at least not too much. There we go. Oh, well, boop. Yeah, 400. 400, almost even. What's your over under on a 400? It's right there, 400. It's about what I wanted. Okay, so let's move this over here. We'll move this down here. And I can kind of still feel the pangs from that. I may not be able to do all of my workout today because it was really sharp, and I hadn't had one like that in at least a month and a half, and boy, it just shot right here. I don't know why. It just woke. Well, I was awake. I was downstairs. I grabbed my camera and then just doubled over. I don't know what it was. I mean, I bent over a little bit, but I didn't think I bent over that much. Snow's flying off the trees right now. So I wonder Indy's not chasing them through the window. Snow is flying through. So we'll give this a little bit of time, and then we'll let it cool. That sounds like ladies over there eating. Okay. The smell is kind of decadent. I can actually feel the smell kind of clearing up my sinus passages because the peppermint is so pronounced, which is very interesting. Let's give this another minute to cool down just a little bit. I'll give it a little bit of a stir here. It's on the darker side of medium, I think, personally. But yeah, this is the Fresh Thyme in a corner, because they have pockets of coffee kiosks all over the place. And sometimes the more novelty ones will be next to the power bars down near the register exits, basically. And this was just in a kiosk with other Christmas stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'll give it a try. I'm hoping it tastes good. It won't be sweet. This kind of coffee is never sweet. There's no sweetness added. It's just not there. So it's not going to be sweet. It's just going to be a flavor. Let's see. I think this is going to be our first. Well, no, that's not true. I was going to say it's going to be our first weekend when nothing's going to be happening. He's going to the football game on Saturday with his father. So hopefully it won't be too cold for them. He's already said he's probably going to drive down because his dad's going to have to wear his big boots to keep his feet warm. And he's already having some problems with his... Well, he's had problems for years because he has type 1 diabetes. So he's lost some feeling in his feet. He is in his mid-70s now. So... it's one of those things that sure we can take care of it and hope that it gets better, but it's like, if he can still walk, that's wonderful. He's doing really well. But at the best of times, driving is a hard on the gas because he can't feel the right spot, and hard on the brake because again he can't feel the right spot, and he doesn't adjust. He's never adjusted. He's never like, oh, that might be a little too hard. Maybe I should figure out a way to mitigate this hard braking with, just understanding where the brake pedal is and how to do it. No, it is I'm just going to hit brakes now. And then we brake. So, and he's going to be wearing really thick boots probably because of the cold, how cold it's going to be. So Matt's like, I'm probably going to have to drive down this time because he can't feel his feet. So, okay, whatever. It's really weird. In this, it almost smells like a hot chocolate with peppermint in it with a little bit of a coffee touch, which is kind of perfect. I've always wondered if adding cocoa powder to, like hot chocolate powder to hot coffee would taste good, but I've never dared. Of course, we haven't had Swiss Miss in this house for I don't think we've ever had Swiss Miss in this house, so it would be weird, I guess. I have protein powder. I could always try that. So maybe next week we'll do some fiddle faddle around with some of the coffees up there, and I'll try putting the protein powder in a coffee and whizzing it up and see if that does anything. Okay. It's bitter, but it's weird. It's a weird bitter. I can't tell if it's a good weird or bad weird. Wow. The peppermint is definitely there. And there's a bitter bit of chocolate. I guess that's kind of it. It's not chocolate, it's cocoa. Unsweetened cocoa flavor rather than like a chocolate creaminess. The peppermint leaves, like, how you'll eat like a candy cane, and then you'll kind of breathe in through your mouth, and then your tongue will get super cold, but it feels like an artificial kind of cold. That's what this is. It's like that, which is fascinating. Which is a fascinating when it comes to, the different types of coffee that I've had. I've had peppermint coffee before, but I don't think I've ever had a peppermint coffee that's like left that trail where you can breathe in and your tongue gets funny cold. It doesn't last long, but it lasts long enough for you to notice it. It's not bad. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would probably give that a 6. I guess for purposes of comparison, the sugar cookie from Bones, I would give that an 8. The white chocolate peppermint bark, I would give that a 9. The key lime pie from Bones Coffee, I'm weird. I give that a 10. So this, I would give this a 6. 6s aren't bad, are they, sweetie? No, of course they're not. They're not bad. We've had our one meow, and we're done. She doesn't know what's going on outside. The snow is weird. Everything looks different. Yeah, doesn't it look weird? I love how she looks up at you, and she's got those nostrils. Right? Well, thank you for watching today. Thank you for watching this week. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great weekend. Hopefully it's not too cold for you. If it's dipping down, I know that this morning it was below freezing when we woke up. But at this point now, the ground is warm enough to where the snow is actually kind of melting. So it's still stuck to the trees, which is nice, but the grass and the ground, it's too warm to hold the snow up. So everything is melting pretty quickly. And that's okay. There will be more snow days, I hope. I hope we get some more snow days. We could stand the white Christmas. That would be kind of nice. I wouldn't mind that. I don't mind driving in the snow with the proper tires. Did you lay down? Yeah, you did. You're fine. You don't have to get up. Here you go. And on that note, I hope you have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next Tuesday. Next week's going to be weird. I plan on having a Thanksgiving one, but I don't. It may be a recorded one just for consistency's sake. We're going to be traveling on Thanksgiving Day, and then the next day we're going to be traveling to my parents' house. So it's going to be an interesting week next week. And then hopefully I'll have time to discuss December, because December might be a little weird too, for a lot of different reasons. But we'll wait for that until next week. Until then, get a cup of coffee, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Keep on trucking. Bye.